And yeah, we'll see how this plays out.
James Deane is the car 100%. We know what the driver is capable of. Passing inside cliff. Andy Haley could play spoiler here, but James Deane wants to continue his success into the outside zone 3. Look at the placement of the car. Andy Haley, no pushover at all. The Drift Wizard using his sorcery. But James Deane, the car looks 100 right now. Well done by James Deane. And look at Andy Haley. I think with
Andy misstep from James Deane seems just out of the ordinary, but didn't see much of it there.
Andy Haley, the Drift Wizard here in the Evil AutoWorks BMW. First outside zone, pass it inside cliff. Outside zone 3. Did he hit that red and white? Again, maybe tap it, just kind of like the dirt. And speaking of the dirt, 1, a 2, a 3. That is going to be very unfortunate for Andy Haley. I believe James Deane will reap the rewards there. Outside zone 4, he brings it all together. The Evil AutoWorks BMW, Andy Haley.
Again, it definitely could happen again here. Nick Novak is no slouch by any means. And James Deane, I mean, some quick numbers for you. Out of 190 battles, he has won 152 of them. 80% career win rate. Wild.
Here we go, James the Machine Deane entering in. He is leading in that RTR, ready to rock. Nick Novak trying to take him out. He is the giant killer here today in Utah. James Deane rips into that third outside zone. Look at that, putting great placement. Throw some more stank on it into that last outside zone. How does he handle it? Boom, right there. Puts it right in. James the Machine Deane puts it. Nick Novak once again, right there on the door of the 2025 Formula Drift Championship. Novak will lead James Deane giving chase. Again, the 4-time and defending champion, James Deane chasing down the BMW of Novak into that second outside zone, lets him on by, and James Deane comes a little unwound. Where is James? Into that third outside zone he goes, and now into that final outside zone goes Nick Novak and James Deane. Wow. Forsberg.
Wow.
And, you know, obviously a fierce competitor in Ryan Turk, who's always been in the hunt. Here we go. James the Machine Deane out front. Again, this is a must-win for James Deane to advance on. But if James Deane wins, Osmo is out of championship contention. James Deane into that third outside zone, that Pennzoil RTR Spec 5 FD. Now to that final outside zone, Novak. Not as pressure-filled is that BMW. Novak, James Deane. Will Nick Novak take down another multiple-year champion? Nick Novak initiates. James Deane not giving him an inch. Into that second outside zone goes Novak. Now transitioning into the third. James a little more tempered approach. Look, he let him go, and now he drops in. Sinks in the sword. But it's not a weapon, but it is. It's a Ford Mustang on the side of Nick Novak. Look at him chasing him down. Not leaving it in the judge's hands.
No.
That was just, again, that was a James Deane like, all right.
For James, really. I mean, this is going to move him very, very close to locking this out. And for Chris Forsberg, it's a chance to really dominate James Deane.
Yeah, would love to see Forsberg on the box. I haven't seen him up there in a bit, and he would love to twist the screws on James Deane. James Deane initiates in that Pennzoil RTR Ford Mustang into that third outside zone. Forsberg takes a tighter line. James gets out to the outside zone 3. Forsberg massages it on back. Now brings it outside zone 4. And outside zone 4, both of them executed properly. Good placement by James Deane, allowing Forsberg to drop into that pocket. Again, it's not so much a must-win, it's more about a must-lose for the other guys in order for James to be another champion. But right now, it's all Forsberg out front and James Deane in tow. That third outside zone, there goes Forsberg. James Deane takes some angle out of it to gain that proximity, gets into formation outside zone 3, and there it is in the outside zone 4. Forsberg, great placement by him. Look at Forsberg painting that line in that NOS energy drink, all new, see? You see him throw a deuce?
Yeah.
Chris threw his fingers out the window. That was sick.
That was sick.
He gave a little what's up. Here we are in the final 4. Without further ado, James Deane holds his fate in his hands. Let's send it for a potential championship run for James the Machine Deane. This Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. James Deane goes into that second outside zone, into the third outside zone. Adam LZ cuts in on the inside, drops right into formation with James Deane now going at last. Oh, looks like Adam LZ just went a little bit off. Now he dives into the inside. Adam LZ fights back. car when the rubber meets the road and the middle tire. Ooh, he almost got involved with that rumble strip that Matt Field just got involved with. Here we are in the final four. Without further ado, James Deane holds his fate in his hands. Let's send it for a potential championship run for James the Machine Deane, this Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5. FD, James Deane goes into that second outside zone, into the third outside zone. Adam LZ cuts in on the inside, drops right into formation with James Deane now going at last. Oh, looks like Adam LZ just went a little bit off. Now he dives into the inside. Adam LZ fights back. James keeps his car when the rubber meets the road and the middle tire. Ooh, he almost got involved with that rumble strip that Matt Field just got involved with. Almost puncturing that back right, just like Field did. But again, eyes are on James the Machine Deane. Will he be your 2025 Formula Drift Pro Champion? Adam LZ would love to take him down across the nose of that Ford Mustang. Goes to Drift HQ BMW. Into that inside clip, James Deane, a little tighter line. Now to outside zone 3 goes Adam. Big angle from Adam LZ. Hanging it all the way out there goes Adam. James Deane drops into formation. Watch the transition. One last outside zone for glory for James the Machine Deane. Does he get it done? We got wheels off. We got tires off. We have dirt action. Is that gonna be a dusting? Nobody has settings, nobody has, previous data, all of that. So here we go, let's send it for the final time here in Utah. Matt Field, James Deane, let's send it! The Borla Performance Corvette into that first outside zone. Look at, you can see all the suspension working. Now into that third outside zone goes Matt Field, James Deane. Keeps it off the door or lack of. Now going to this last outside zone goes Field and Deane. And look at that, yes, sir, crossing the finish line. Oh boy.
Not again.
Let's not DB. The final battle, James Deane, Matt Field. James Deane, your 2025 and 5-time Formula Drift champion, trying to sweeten the deal with a victory here in Utah. Formula Drift elevated, pulls that front left off the ground, tunes it up, torques it up. Into that third outside zone. Matt Field would love to get the win and advance above Adam LZ and Frederick Osbo going into the final round. But James Deane, once again, dominant in the 2025 season. Matt Field on the inside, James drafting that line. Man, clinical, the doctor, the machine, living up to his name, James the Machine.